you're interested in buying Solana, please stick around to the end of the video throughout the whole video, because I think I have some pretty prudent information on where I think the price is going and what a good entry might be. So WRX and OGN, when I mentioned them, those were gems. They had great fundamentals, they had great tokenomics, everything was on point. So when I recommended WRX at 7-8 cents, and I recommended OGN around 11 cents before they pumped, this is not one of those situations. But since then, there's been a lot more listings, several more listings on Binance that did not pique my interest at all. But now Solana is another one after WRX and OGN that has piqued my interest, and that's why I want to talk to you about it. So first, let me just tell you about Solana and why I am pretty interested in Solana. I looked at some of their YouTube videos. These guys, it's a great team of guys. They know what they're doing. All the fundamentals are there. So what their main thing is that they've created a actual scalable proof of history, is what they call it, single layer blockchain, high speed. They claim right now that they're able to do a peak capacity of 65,000 transactions per second. So they're creating a blockchain. I'm not going to get technical with you because honestly I don't know the exact technicals behind it, but that is what they're claiming. They're claiming that they've created the fastest blockchain, or one of the fastest blockchains out there. And as we can see right here, core technical team comes from Qualcomm, a Fortune 500 chip manufacturer, etc., etc. So, it checks all the boxes when it comes to that stuff for me. So Binance is the first actual exchange that it's ever really been listed on. But a lot of people don't know that I saw this coin several days ago when when Binance mentioned that it was going to be listing it. I looked into it. It actually started listing on Bilixi days ago, and it was trading around 50-60 cents. Now I didn't buy in because I had no idea what the price would do once it got listed on Binance. Now what the price did do when it got listed on Binance is that it pumped up to a dollar, around $1.30. I did not touch it then. I mean, in hindsight, obviously, yes, I wish I would have put my whole stack in there at around 50-60 cents when I was listed on Bilixi, but just as easily as you could double your money, you could lose all your money. So I'm being a lot more conservative nowadays with how I trade. I don't want to take too much risk, especially with the market conditions that we're in currently. So Solana, back over to this page real quick. So here's the thing. I would not be getting into Solana right now. I think it's a great project. I think it has a lot. I think the price can go much higher than it even is right now, but I would not be touching it right now. And there's several reasons for that. I have direct evidence that this pump right here was orchestrated by the largest pump and dump group on Telegram. Okay, so this was not just organic buying here, guys. This was a pump and dump group. All right, so what we seem to have, we don't have a lot of price history. We're on the 15-minute chart. We don't have a lot of price history, but what seems to be forming right here is a descending triangle. Now Bitcoin just broke down from the ascending wedge that I talked to you guys about in a previous video, and this is not the time to be buying alts. It's simply not the time to be risking your money with alts. If you were to buy alts, you should have bought anywhere over here. Might have been a good idea to buy alts. Right here, you're at the peak of the suckers rally. All right, buying alts here, you better put up some stop losses, because Bitcoin could dump any minute, in my humble opinion. Now, if we go back to Solana, so yeah, how low will it go from here? We'll get back to that. So the circulating supply is something that, from a tokenomics standpoint, I really struck me, is that 8 million circulating supply, and then I saw that the total supply is 500 million. So the next thing I do when I see this, by the way, you always have to go to research.binance.com or just Google Binance, whatever the project is, research. Okay, and you always want to do your research whenever you're thinking about getting into something. So the first thing that I do is I want to see what is the release schedule of Solana. So if you go down, you will always see, first of all, you'll see the overview of all of the sale, the seed sale, the founding, validator. You'll see the percentage that is sold during each of these phases of pre-funding. You'll see how much has been sold at each of those stages. And so what I did is I went over here and I noticed that a very, very small amount of Solana is going to be released all the way up until October. Now in November, December, that amount increases substantially. So I don't know what the price will do at that point. I don't know what the market's going to look at that point, but I feel like there's a lot of room for the price to grow up until October, November. Now, at what price were these tokens sold? So right here, if you see, it says CoinList auction sale is 1.6% is what's going to be released, and community 1.6, 3.2%. So community, I believe, has to do with the airdrops, the airdrop campaign that they had, but that's a very small amount. I think they did $50,000 worth of airdrops. Let me move right back up here. So community. Okay, so the community tokens comprise 38% of total token supply. Okay, community, I'm not exactly sure because that's not part of the CoinList auction sale, I believe, or a strategic sale. So community, I don't know. Maybe they are they're considering that as airdrops or future airdrops. But regardless, the price that I'm looking at that they're going to be distributing slowly tokens at is around 22 cents. Okay, so that's kind of the price that I typically go off of when I look to enter a coin. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go to that price, but if Bitcoin were to drop to 4-5K or lower, you can, like I said, this pump right here for Solana was orchestrated. The circulating supply is small, but I would not be surprised to see a huge dip from here. As fast as something can go up, that's how fast it can go down, right? So I think Solana, I know it's a long shot, but between 20 and 30 cents I think would be a really, really great buy. It might take some time, it might take several weeks, it might take a month for it to go down there, it may never go down there, but one thing is for certain, I would not be buying at these prices here for sure. All right, I would definitely hold off. Altcoins in general, I would start looking to buy once Bitcoin reaches what I strongly believe it will, a sub $5,000 price. At that point, I'll take a look at some of my favorite alts. I'll take a look at WRX, OGN. I'll take a look at Solana. I'll see which one has dropped the hardest, and that's probably what how I'll be spending my money that I have sitting on the sidelines. But yeah, another thing that really, so right now the market cap is around 8 million. I mean, that's relatively small, but like I said, this can very easily be cut in half when all is said and done, after the drop that I think is coming. Another thing that I noticed on Twitter, when I do research, when I look into coins, I want to see how much social engagement they have, right? So I went on to their Twitter, and these guys had 45,000 followers several days ago, something like that, and they had never even been listed on an exchange yet. So I'm like, all right, these guys know how to market themselves, and now they have over 50,000 followers. Their Telegram, similar. So they have a big following, and that's huge, because if you're going to get people to get excited about your project and invest in your project, invest in the token at least, you're going to need a lot of people going out there and shilling your project. That's just how it works. So that's a big one for me, and that's a lot of followers. Hope, assuming most of them are real, which companies like this, they don't have fake followers for the most part. But yeah, that's a lot of followers compared to a lot of other projects. So that really caught my eye as well. What else about Solana? Yeah, basically their utility is that they have a fully scalable blockchain that can handle a lot more than what other blockchains can handle. And I recommend going over to their YouTube page and watching some videos, and you'll see that, you know, the CEO, you understand when somebody knows what they're talking about. You can just tell. Um, Website is solana.com if you want to go check them out there as well. So yeah. Um, oh, oh, also, you always gotta check the partnerships as well, right? So partnerships. Where do their partnerships go? Okay, I know that they're partnered with Link. All right, I know that at least. And Link is truly a legit project, and for Link to work with anybody, I think that's also good. Oh, Civic, there you go. Civic, Chainlink, Acash. I don't know what a lot of these other ones are, but you know, you have some good partnerships there. And also, mainnet launch is in Q3 of 2020. It's in progress. And I believe they're going to be scaling their transactions per second higher and higher as time goes on, as they further develop the product. But yeah, right now it's 65,000 transactions per second. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I mean, it is something that I think, I mean, it already, you know, even though it's scam pumped, it hit $1 easily, right? If you can grab this sooner or later, 20, 30 cents, not financial advice, but it might, I don't know, man. It might be a good purchase. All right. You do you, boo boo. All right. So I'll talk to y'all later.